Hi ladies, today's technique is using tissue paper. That's right, I was walking through my local grocery store right after Christmas and I found a fabulous find. After Christmas they always put out all the Christmas stuff, tissue paper from gifts and so forth. And so I was able to buy 2 ginormous rolls of tissue paper for like 25 cents. So needless to say, I bought several of them, but I'm really excited to show you today's technique using tissue paper. This is the card we're going to make. Isn't that awesome? Love it. Yes, you guys are going to recognize it. It is the Field Flowers, the Stampin' Up! Field Flowers stamp set. I really enjoy this stamp set for several reasons. The two-step stamping is fantastic, as you know. I feel very creative when I use it, so I really like that stamp set. Alright, so this is what you're going to need to make today's tissue paper card. So you're going to need some tissue paper. That's right, so just a plain piece of tissue paper. Cut yourself a pretty good sized square. And because you've already seen it in blue, I believe this is Night of Navy and Bashful Blue, we're going to go ahead and shake it up a little bit. And we're going to use, I think I picked Peach Parfait and Poppy Parade. That's right, and in color. So, you know, you're like, wow, really? You put those 2 colors together? But when I envision it, I think about those field flowers. I think about flowers in the field and those bright poppy colors. So anyway, we're going to go Poppy Parade and Peach Parfait. Also, my stem here is Garden Green, but we're going to shake it up a bit and go Old Olive. All right. So what you need is you need to go ahead and mount all of your stamps on your clear blocks. Now, of course, if you have a wood, you don't need to do that. But I love those because you can see them so well. All right, let's get started. What do we need to do? We're going to go ahead and ink up our stem using our Old Olive stamp pad. And we're going to stamp directly onto our tissue paper. That's right. So we're going to go ahead and straight down, straight up, stamp right on that. Then we're going to take the one of our field flowers, the one with the most rubber. We're going to go ahead and stamp that one in Peach Parfait because we want that to be the lighter color. That's the most ink that you're going to see. So we're going to do that. Straight down, straight up. The next thing you're going to do is take the image of the flower that has the most detail. And we're going to use that one in Poppy Parade. And I can't wait to show you. Oh, it's so pretty. I just love it. Now take a look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Now, you're not going to be able to really see it really well quite yet, but I promise you by the end, it'll be impressive. Okay, so I wish I could come up with all these ideas, but all those fabulous demonstrators out there, I appreciate y'all sharing this good stuff with us. All right, so here's another. This is the little flower. I inked that up in Peach Parfait. We're going to stamp that on that side of the stem. And then we're going to take the other flower, the little flower with the detail, and we're going to put that in Poppy Parade. Because again, that is going to be the detail, the definition. And that is what I love about our two-step stamping is because it gives you that fabulous detail. All right, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pick a greeting. My thoughts are happiest when you're in them. It's just so sweet, right? Love it. Okay, so I kind of waffled back and forth. Do I like it in Old Olive? Do I like it stamped in? I just couldn't figure it out, but I liked it in the Poppy Parade because it just kind of popped at me. Really nice against the white. So I'm going to ink this up in Poppy Parade. And what I found to be the easiest way to do this is I just took a sheet, just a Whisper White cardstock, and I'm going to use the straight edge to line up my stamp so it's straight. So I'm going to go ahead and pick a spot on here that I want my greeting to land, and I'm going to make it straight as possible. And this is where your Stampin' Up! Grid paper comes in handy. I just tell you, love that stuff. Okay, so straight down, straight up, there you have it. You're almost done. This is a quick, easy one to make, right? It's very impressive. Ladies love it. All right, so now we're just going to scrunch it all up. Some of you are like, oh my gosh, she just like scrunched up that fabulous image. Yeah, that is the cool part. This tissue paper just scrunches all up. Now what you're going to do is you're going to need an Anywhere glue stick. Stampin' Up! Sells them. Of course, you can get glue sticks just about anywhere. Now I'm going to go ahead and provide all the dimensions of the card that I made on brandyscards.com. But for time purposes right now, I'm just going to keep this moving. So what we're going to do is we got Stampin' Up! Whisper White cardstock and the Anytime glue stick. So we're going to just go ahead and make a mess here. It's always fun when you're crafting, right? If you're not messy, you really didn't get into it, in my opinion. All right, so we're going to get it all inked up. You don't want to leave anything that's not covered with glue, okay? So then we're going to open up our image, just like such. And now it's like all crinkled, and you know, honestly, I think this type of technique makes some of the most beautiful sympathy cards. So that's a really neat way as well. Now, one tip, make sure that you do not have any ink on your fingertips, because I have ruined so many of these things just by having ink on my hands. All right, so once you open it up, you'll see that you've got your image here. Now what I'm going to do is, as carefully as I can, I am going to center it. Now here's a little tidbit. Focus on your greeting first, because your flower can kind of be off center or off to the side, but if your greeting isn't straight, then your card doesn't appear straight. So I would focus on your greeting first. We're going to go ahead and just start smushing it all flat. That's right, just make it all flat. And now you can see what I've done. There we have it. Okay, so now we're going to just push everything aside really quickly, and instead, you know, you could take your paper snips and you could cut around the edges. But as I was preparing this tutorial, I realized that my cutting board was just a fast way to get it all done, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and use our paper cutter, and we're just going to cut these edges. That's right, you're just going to have a nice, clean cut edge. Now one thing, when you're scrunching your tissue paper down on your card, make sure that you don't spread it out and make it flat, because you kind of want those crinkles in there. You want that texture, and that's what you're doing. And you're making it a fun texture. So there you have it. Isn't that cool? Oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. All right. So now what I've got here is I have got a old olive piece of cardstock. We're going to fold that in half, make it a nice fold. And see now, yeah, you got to watch that, because now remember, I just made a big old mess with my glue. So let's turn our paper around to the other side. And then what you're going to do is, I've got a piece of Whisper White cardstock. Now I really like to layer white on white. I just think that the white frames another image really, really nicely. So I've got Tombow glue here. It is a permanent adhesive, really nice adhesive. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and layer one piece of Whisper White cardstock on top. Now you can go ahead and glue this flat, but instead I recommend using Stampin' Dimensionals. These are these fabulous little foam dots. I've heard them called everything from those sticky doohickeys to self-adhesive pop foam dots. I just call them pop dots, but you can call them whatever you would like. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and stick these on here. I'm probably going to do one on every corner, because I did put glue all over this piece of paper. So it's a little cranky with me right now. It's definitely wanting to curl a little bit. So I've got 4 pop dots on here. I'm going to layer it right here in the center. Perfectly in the center. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so the next step, what I'm going to do, just to kind of add a little something to this card, I went ahead and I took some tissue paper and I stamped my main flower once again on a separate sheet of tissue paper. So again, you're going to take and stamp with the Peach Parfait first, you're going to stamp with the Poppy Parade next, and then you're going to scrunch it all up, glue it to a separate piece of cardstock, and then I cut it out. So there's my little cutout image. Now I'm going to add a couple pop dots behind the cutout image. Wait till you see this. And then I'm going to go ahead and stick it right there, kind of, you know, a little off center on top of my other flower. So there you go. It just kind of adds that dimension that I was looking for, a little bit of depth. So there is today's card using tissue paper. Again, there it's in blue. Now this one I did the same technique, but I used garden green. Love that, right? And so I'm going to show you a couple other fun cards I did with this stamp set, which I'm really excited about. Now I did not use the tissue paper on this one, but you certainly can. So here is another one using the field flowers. And don't forget, ladies, you must always stamp your envelopes, always. It really completes your stationery, and it's such a great gift. So I love getting hand-stamped envelopes in the mail from my customers, my friends, my family, because I know y'all been stamping, and I can't wait to see what's in there. So There is a really fun one. This is a lot of cutting, so if you don't like to cut stuff out, I'd probably not do this one. But for that special person who loves flowers, I totally recommend it. So thanks for stopping by. I hope that you make somebody's day and send a card right away. Thanks for stopping by and have a great day.